Thanks for tuning into this presentation of the NBA on 2K Sports. I'm Damon Bruce. Friday Hoops Fest coming up next. It'll be Deron Williams and the Brooklyn Nets facing off against the Houston Rockets. And now let's head out to the arena, hook up with Kevin Harlan, Steve Kerr, Clark Kellogg, and Doris Burke. I'll be back at halftime.
And there's a shot earlier of the Rockets preparing for action. And it's the Nets on a road trip for this one. An interconference game today looking for the win. Hi, everyone. I'm Kevin Harlan with Steve Kerr and Clark Kellogg. Happy to have you along for this edition of the NBA on 2K Sports. Brought to you by State Farm. Let's now take a look at the Nets opening lineup. Johnson, Wallace, and Humphries are the 2, 3, and 4 in order. Deron Williams out there with Brook Lopez. And for the Rockets, Patterson plays down low with the Sheik. Harden out there with Jeremy Lin. And it's Parsons in at the 3 spot. And so the Houston Rockets get the first points of the ball game. Backing him down is Johnson. And there's a whistle. That's going to go on James Harden. That's his first foul. And the Nets with possession here. It's a 3-point game. Williams with the ball, and it's Lin picking him up.
And Kevin, he's one of the true leaders at the point guard position. He just oozes confidence, and you see that he's always in control of the game when the ball is in his hands. So as long as he's running the show for you, you're in pretty good shape.
And you know what? His size and strength is something that jumps out at you, but his handle is really tight, rush hour quality handle he has, and his feet are amazingly quick. I don't think people realize how quick-footed Deron Williams is. So that tight handle, his quick feet, his size and strength makes him a load to deal with. Look at that effort. Does he set a great example out there or what?
On plays like that, he does, sure. What work on the offensive glass we see with him.
Yeah, that was awesome. Put back with the slam. Are you kidding me?
Johnson against Harden. For the 3. Here's Lopez. Good D by Harden. Carried from outside. But I don't know. I think we may see a review here. That was pretty close. And indeed, they're going to look at it again. They need to be certain he beat the buzzer.
That shot absolutely had to be reviewed. It's going to have a major impact on this game. To the naked eye, that was a very tough decision.
Man, you'd love for the replay to be definitive, but wow, even in slow motion, it's hard to tell if that one should count.
And they've seen enough. The basket will not count. The quarter has come to an end before the shot.
Still important to have a second look at it, Kevin. I mean, the technology's available, so you might.
And at the end of one, both teams putting up some points. The Rockets on top, up 2. And we'll be back right after this. And so far, it's been a closely contested game as we get the second quarter up and going. Let's quickly break down the game we've seen so far from the Rockets, guys.
And the defense has been key in building this lead. They've really clamped down hard.
They've done a nice job, Steve. I think challenging every shot, a hand up on every shot.
We've got Harden, Carlos Delfino out there with Marcus Morris. Then there's Cole Aldrich, and it's Douglas in at the 1 spot. So that's who's on the floor for the Rockets. It's good on the putback. Evans has got the first basket of the second quarter for the Nets.
Smooth, guys. Very good job there of getting himself in close enough that he could just tip it back in.
And you know, those kind of plays in the offensive glass can tell the story sometimes as much as any single play in the game.
Yeah, they really can. I mean, they can't allow him to beat them to so many of those offensive rebounds. That'll kill you.
Here's Lin. And he draws body contact. Looked like a blocking foul, and he was in the shooting motion. So he'll head to the free throw line. That's on Deron Williams. The Rockets shooting their first free throws of the game.
And you can't take those numbers lightly, fellas. I mean, their free throw shooting made a difference for them in a lot of their games last season.
Looking at who's out there now for the Rockets. Cole Aldrich, he's checked in for Asik. Marcus Morris comes in for Patrick Patterson. And Delfino has subbed in for Chandler Parsons. Chris Humphries has checked in for Brooklyn. Wallace comes in for Marshawn Brooks.
Terrific job that time defending at the rim. I mean, it's not an easy task stopping that fella when he's headed to the bucket like that. Good job.
So a tie game here as we finish the first half. We'll see you after halftime for the beginning of the third quarter.
And now, brought to you by Sprint.
I hope your weekend's off to a great start this Saturday night. Thanks so much for tuning in. Plenty of hustle from the Rockets. A nice job of sharing the rock, making plays for one another offensively. It was a good first half as well for the Nets. They've done a great job closing out their defensive possessions, grabbing boards, great rebounding. Getting it done early, Darren Williams. They aren't exactly eye-catching numbers, but don't be fooled. He's came to play, and he's leading them towards a victory in this one. And back we go to Houston. Thanks so much for being with us on 2K Sports at the half.
And now the start of the second half. Neither side jumping out ahead through the first two quarters. Jeremy Lin really making a difference here.
Yeah, his performance really transcends the stat sheet, Kevin, because you look at it, not all that impressive, but he's made a huge impact.
Yeah, the numbers aren't huge, but he's been really solid. I mean, he's made some important plays for him, and that's what it takes to win. You can't always have guys just stuffing the stat sheet. Sometimes you need plays made that don't show up in the box score.
So for Brooklyn now, Gerald Wallace, Chris Humphries, and Brook Lopez filling out the front line. Darren Williams out there with Johnson. And there's a whistle that goes on Jeremy Lin. That's foul number 2 for him. Some changes for Brooklyn. Marshawn Brooks is checked in for Johnson. And it's Watson in for Darren Williams. Watson. And Marshawn Brooks gets the whistle that time. That is his first foul of the game. Houston with a big group substitution here. Cole Aldrich is checked in for Asik. Marcus Morris comes in for Patrick Patterson. Carlos Delfino's checked in for James Harden. And Tony Douglas is subbed in for Jeremy Lin. Reggie Evans, he's checked in for Brooklyn. So it looks like the Nets will retain possession here. Harden against Johnson. Just 5 on the clock. And there's the pass to Williams. No good on the triple. Good as it goes. No luck. And as we conclude the third quarter, what a game. Neither team giving ground. Rockets lead by 3. And we're coming right back. Be sure to stay with us as we get started for the fourth. Welcome back. Fourth quarter action starting up, and we're going to send it over to Doris Burke for the Sprite Uncontainable Game segment. Doris?
Yes, Kevin, Jeremy Lin gets our Uncontainable Game Award. No issues for him finding ways to get points on the board, and that is what he does best for this team. You know they'll keep leaning on him for production the rest of the way.
Thank you, Doris. He's brought his A game for sure.
Kevin, maybe even his A-plus game. I mean, he's been the man of the hour. I don't know if it was by design or by accident, but this club has completely depended on him for the entire game today.
Yep, and he's delivered, Steve. I mean, I don't think it was an accident at all. They know what he's capable of, and they wanted to come out and get everything they could out of him, and they had it.
A moment now to reset the lineups. Brought to us by Gatorade. All fueled up here for the fourth quarter. And so in the game for the Rockets. Patterson plays down low with Asik. Harden out there with Jeremy Lin. And it's Parsons in at the 3, the small forward.
Yeah, that should definitely do it. Now it's starting to get out of hand.
Yeah, they're not just running to the finish line. They're running through the finish line right here. They're piling it on a bit.
And no defender was around him to influence that shot. It didn't hurt them there, but, you know, they can't make that mistake twice.
Here's Harden. And the Rockets getting another bucket right there.
Not much drama left in this one, guys.
No, it hasn't quite exactly been a nail-biter. I mean, it's going to be a great win for them, though.
Here's Parsons. Goes back up. So we see the Rockets taking the win here. Not much to be critical of with this win, Clark.
Not at all. I mean, they showed up not just to play. They showed up to give great effort and to win, and they did both.
And